Hello everyone, this is a short recap of the movie The Conjuring, Last Rites. An ordinary family, after buying an antique mirror, encounters ghosts in their own home. To get rid of them, they call in paranormal experts. Based on a true story, the film begins in 1964. A young couple, Ed and Lorraine Warrens, who have just begun studying the paranormal, talk to a woman named Victoria. When Victoria found the body of her hanged father, the owner of an antique store, she sensed the presence of some evil entity lurking among the antiques. Being a medium pregnant, Lorelai comes to the store. Her attention is drawn to an antique mirror framed with 3 cherubs. "Mirror, mirror, tell me," she thinks before touching it. The surface of the mirror cracks, gifting the medium with an eerie vision, including her baby. The vision sends Lorraine into labor. Ed rushes his wife to the hospital. A reckless driver on a rain-soaked highway. At the clinic, the situation worsens when the power goes out, but the obstetrician delivers the baby anyway. But there's a complication. The umbilical cord is wrapped around the baby's neck, causing it to be stillborn. Holding the baby in her arms, Lorraine prays fervently and a miracle occurs. The girl suddenly begins to breathe. The Warrens raise a daughter named Judy and are overjoyed. 22 years pass. In 1986, the story moves to West Pittston, Pennsylvania, to the Smurl family. Their middle daughter, Heather, is about to be confirmed, which the whole family joyfully celebrates, even recording it on video at church. That evening at dinner, her grandfather gives Heather the same cursed, cracked mirror Lorraine left behind. Although the girl dislikes the gift and the dog barks at it, she pretends to be delighted. Afterward, the candle on the birthday cake goes out by itself, and a lamp falls from the ceiling, slicing the birthday girl's forehead. Meanwhile, the crows lecture the students on paranormal phenomena, who openly make fun of them. Over lunch with a now-grown Judy, it becomes clear that they no longer travel to personally investigate every case due to Wed's heart condition. The doctor bluntly told him he couldn't handle another heart attack. Suddenly, the daughter begins muttering a nursery rhyme. Her mother taught her to calm herself and ward off bad thoughts. Lorraine supports Judy by taking her hand, but suddenly sees a demonic paw on her daughter's shoulder. John and Merle, doing chores, goes down to the basement to do laundry. There she sees a sinister silhouette of a man in the darkness, which, when the light is on, turns out to be a portrait hanging on the wall. Later, while cooking dinner in the kitchen and chatting on the phone, she feels someone pulling the receiver's cord from the dark pantry, but no one is in the pantry, even with the light on. Meanwhile, one of the younger twin daughters is looking for her doll. It has crawled into the next room, where it suddenly rises into the air. It is held by a creepy old woman with a terrible smile and a gray face. However, at dinner, no one in the family believes the girl. Nevertheless, Heather and her older sister Dawn later decide to get rid of the creepy mirror. After carrying it down the stairs, they leave the gift in the trash. In the morning, garbage collectors pick up the discarded mirror, along with the bags, which are crushed inside the bed of a truck. At that moment, over breakfast, Dawn begins vomiting uncontrollably, some of it bloody. Ed and Ren is celebrating a birthday. Judy brings her boyfriend Tony, who is quite interested in her parents' research. He even asks the guests if they've witnessed exorcisms. Meanwhile, Judy visits her old childhood room. Suddenly, darkness envelops the room. A demonic doll, Annabelle, is reflected in the mirror. She's clearly unhappy that Judy has become a crowd favorite, despite the fact that Annabelle has 3 solo albums under her belt. But as soon as Judy recites a poem, the vision vanishes. After a friendly match of ping pong with Seed, Tony seizes the opportunity to tell him and Lorraine that he wants to propose to their daughter. The woman agrees, and the man asks them to wait a little longer. However, Judy unexpectedly returns, seeing the ring, and immediately accepts. The Smurl family debates what to do about the ghosts in the house. Don argues with his father, believing he doesn't believe them. He himself hasn't yet felt the influence of the paranormal. However, during the night, a man suddenly begins levitating above the bed. A ghost sitting on it is reflected in the mirror. Heather watches the recording of her confirmation. During the scene with the birthday cake, she notices something suspicious and rewinds the tape to pause. The girl sees that when the candle went out, a ghostly face appeared next to it for a moment. Then she notices two glowing eyes above the television, but this turns out to be a reflection from the porcelain dishes in the headlights of cars passing outside. Heather is suddenly attacked by a man with an axe. The girl's piercing scream interrupts her father's levitation. After this, doubting the supernatural becomes foolish. To find a solution, the dead report the incident to the media and the church. The priests are slower to respond than the journalists. Father Gordon, a priest and good friend of Cheetah Warren, who has worked with them many times, also arrives at the haunted house. He arrives on the day and in known force pushes his grandmother down the stairs. She is taken away by ambulance. After examining the house, he realizes that a powerful evil spirit has taken up residence there, and he hurries to the bishop for help. While trying on her wedding dress, Judy, trapped in a mirrored dressing room, suddenly notices that some reflections don't follow her movements. Then she senses someone beneath the hem of her dress. Believing the seamstress has returned, she calms down but soon realizes there's someone else hiding beneath the fabric. A creepy old woman. When the lights go out, the girl in a panic recites a poem, after which the obsession dissipates. But then she notices her reflection knocking from inside the mirror before breaking the glass and grabbing her by the neck. Only the appearance of her mother interrupts the vision. In the bishop's office, Father Gordon speaks with the secretary to secure an audience. While waiting for the meeting, he is distracted by a nosebleed, after which he notices that there is no secretary at the desk. When the phone rings, he answers, and Judy's voice advises the priest to retreat. The handle on the office door turns over, along with the engraved cross, after which the doors open, revealing darkness suddenly. The darkness thickens, from which he shields himself with the cross. It catches fire right in his hand, burning it. Seeing the darkness, the priest leaves the reception area and, pulling the power cord of the floor polisher, wraps it around his neck before jumping into the stairwell. When Tony helps Ed fix the motorcycle, Ed, in gratitude, shows him the storage of cursed and possessed items collected together with his wife over years of paranormal research. At this moment, they are informed of the death of Father Gordon. After the funeral ceremony, Judy lags behind the others for a moment to touch the coffin. The gift of mediumship inherited from her mother awakens in her. The girl tries to find out from a colleague of the deceased where he died at home. Lorraine has business more terrifying than otherworldly demons, a mountain of dirty dishes. While washing them, she encounters a clog caused by a locket with a photograph of her daughter. Suddenly, the water in the sink turns to blood. There is so much of it that the liquid overflows, flooding half the kitchen. A visit from her husband saves the woman, after which Tony rings the doorbell with news. Judy has left for Pennsylvania, alarmed by a bad feeling. Lorraine, her husband, and her future son-in-law drive to West Pittston to the Smurl house, around which journalists are crowding like vultures, anticipating a sensation. The couple finds their daughter in the house. She has come to help the owners, as her late father Gordon wanted to do. Lorraine wants to take her daughter and leave, but she convinces her to reminisce and save the unfortunate inhabitants from the spirits, tormenting them. Yielding to her persuasion, Ed takes a travel bag with a Bible from the car, and Lorraine carefully examines the house, turning on a lamp with galloping horses, while she listens to the emanations hovering in the room. Judy photographs her mother. The girl realizes that she has never seen her parents. At work, the medium goes down to the basement, where the spirits call her, where she sees the past. A man once lived in this house who hacked his wife and mother to death with an axe and then killed himself. Lorraine tells her husband about this, but admits that the problem is not with him. Some powerful demon awakened the spirits and pushes them to harm the current residents. At this time, Judy climbs into the attic to look around. Usually, if people see ghosts, the attic is leaking under the roof. She finds a cursed mirror with cherubs and a crack. Suddenly, chalk rolls out from under it, with a message written on the walls. "Miss you." Then darkness thickens. In the flickering light of a handheld flashlight, the girl notices Annabelle. The demonic doll begins to grow to obscene proportions, pursuing Judy with the relentlessness of Hagiwagi. Her parents find her there and the vision ends. The Vorens climb to the attic and see the notorious mirror that once launched their careers. The couple confess to the Mort that in 1964, they never finished investigating the antique store, having fled from the cursed mirror after giving birth. But now they've gained experience, become tougher, and are ready to curse any demon. They want to take the mirror to which the demon is bound for their storage, since they can't destroy it, only keep it in safe conditions. With every step, the burden grows heavier. Suddenly, the straps unbuckle, releasing the canvas cover and revealing the amalgam. Looking into the reflection, Jack sees a ghost on the ceiling and falls down the hatch, unable to support the weight alone. He cuts off the mirror frame, breaks the owner of the house's ankle. Outside, Tony drives toward the house, but sees an old woman on the road. He turns and rams a slaughterhouse fence. To add to the romance, it starts to rain, and the power goes out in the building. Slam the door open, Lorraine sees a horse, night light on in the room, and her sobbing daughter. She's already feeling unwell after the fall, and now a demon has possessed her. The possessed Judy pushes her mother into the basement, after which a dog barks at her. The demon, like a true hellish creature, offends the dog, throwing it against the wall. It's lucky John Wick hasn't been invented yet. Edna tries to reason with her daughter, but the demon inside her triggers another attack, leaving her father to collect the scattered pills. The possessed girl continues on to the attic. Meanwhile, in the basement, Lorraine sees the ghost of a man with an axe, who plunges the weapon into his ghostly wife's head. Then he chases the medium, stalking her like the infernal Marilyn Manson, only without the music. Tony saves the woman from a fatal blow by opening the emergency hatch to the basement. Having reached the first floor, they drive the Smurls out into the street, and then go to the attic after the possessed Judy. Upstairs, they see the girl dangling from a noose, the mirror demon's favorite modus operandi. The young man manages to revive Judy for the second time in one lifetime, bringing her back from the dead. And yet, only Dean Winchester once allowed himself such a feat. At that moment, the mirror rises into the air and begins to spin around its axis, like someone else's opinion on a famous organ. Then frozen, the device tilts on its side and, breaking the railing, advances on the exorcists. Ed tries to exorcise the demon with a prayer from the Bible, but the book catches fire right in his hands, and faced he thrusts it at it into the reflection. But this only angers the demon. At that moment, Lorraine remembers how she consoled her daughter as a child, having come up with that very rhyme. As soon as the women read the rhyme, the infernal entity succumbs to the power of their love, and shattering the windows with a shock wave of evaporates. In the morning, having patched up the family's wounds, Voronov leaves the Smurl house, taking the cursed artifact with him. Having delivered it to the storage facility, Ed hands over the keys to Tony. The young man has proven himself worthy, proving that he can continue their family business. Then the story moves on to Tony and Judy's wedding, where even James Wan, creator of the Conjuring franchise, is among the guests. The film ends with a historical note. Although the Ravens were ridiculed in scientific circles, they are now considered pioneers of paranormal research. They were married for 60 years. Ed died at 79 and Lorraine lived to 92. They left behind an occult museum, which currently houses, among other things, a cursed mirror is kept among the exhibits.